This is number 11 on practice quiz 2.8. So we want to write a quadratic equation that fits the points 1, 11, 2, 2, and 3, negative 5. You have to start with y equals ax squared plus bx plus c. That's the type of equation you want to write, but we don't have an a, b, or c value. What we do have is x and y value, an x and a y value, an x and a y value. So what we're going to do is create a 3 by 3 system based on the x and y values. So on that first point we have 11 being, bless you, 11 being y equals a parentheses x squared plus b parenthesis for x and then plus c. And the x value is 1 and the x value is 1. And let's move on to the next one. You have the x value being 2, the y value being 2. So you have 2 equals a parentheses 2 squared plus b times 2 plus c. And the last one, where 3 is x and y is negative 5, we're going to get that third equation right there. Okay, so this is really a 3 by 3 system. It just looks ugly, so what we need to do is rearrange it, make it look nicer. Let me see if I could move everything over here to the side, just make it a little smaller. So I want to rewrite my 3 by 3 system. My 3 by 3 system, the first one that's red, instead of having the equals 11, I'm going to start out with the a, and that's going to be a 1a plus 1b plus c, and I want to put the equals 11 on this side. And the next one, it's going to be 2 squared, which is 4a. It's going to be 2 times b, which is 2b, and the plus c, and it's going to equal 2. I put the equals 2 on the right side instead of the left side. And the last one, that minus 5, I'm going to move over here to the right side, and my equation will be a 9a plus 3b plus c. Okay, so this is a 3 by 3 system that we need to solve. So let me move this to the side and move this over. So we need to pick 2 equations and get a variable to cancel. Since the c values are all by themselves, you could easily cancel out c's. I'm going to label this first one equation A, equation B, and equation C. That way I could keep track of what I'm doing. And what I want to do is simply use A the way it is, and I want to use negative B to get the c values to cancel. So here we go. Equation A is going to be exactly the same. Equation B, we're actually going to just change all the signs. And now we could combine those new equations and get the c's to cancel. So I'm going to combine them. The c's cancel. I'm going to end up with a negative 3a minus 1b equals 9. Everybody with me? Yeah. This is new equation number 1. Right? So what we need to do now is go back to the original 3 by 3, use the equation we have not used, which is equation C. So I need to use C. I might as well write that down. I'm going to write it down exactly the way it is. 9a plus 3b plus c equals negative 5. And I also need to pick another one and get the same variable to cancel. So I'm going to pick A, but I'm going to change the sign of A. I want to multiply the A equation by negative 1. That way I could get the c's to cancel also. So instead of A, I want to have minus A. Instead of plus B, I have minus B. Minus C equals, instead of 11, minus 11. So there's my 2 equations that I'm going to combine and cancel. The c's cancel again. I end up with 8A. I end up with 2B. And I end up with negative 16. So ladies and gentlemen, this is new equation number 2. What we need to do now is create a new 2 by 2 system and solve it. So I'm going to use the first new equation 1, negative 3a minus b equals 9. And I'm also going to use new equation number 2, 8a plus 2b equals negative 16. And I need to get a variable to cancel. So I want to get the b's to cancel by multiplying the top one. Whoops. So solving that 2 by 2 system, I am going to move it over here, focusing on that 2 by 2 system. And I am going to cancel out the b's by multiplying the top equation by 2. And I want to end up with a negative 6a minus 2b and 18. The bottom equation is 8a plus 2b equals negative 16. If I combine them, the b's cancel. I end up with 2a equals 2, which means that a equals 1. So that is one answer. I need to get the other answer by plugging it back in. I want to plug it back in to the top 2 by 2, or the top equation of the 2 by 2. So that's going to be negative 3 times a, which is times 1, minus b equals 9. So you're going to have negative 3 minus b equals 9, which means that you add 3, you'll have negative b equals 11. So b equals negative 11. Negative 12, my bad. Math teacher cannot add, negative 12. So let me go back to here. 9 plus 3 is 12, not 11, which means b equals negative 12. Thank you. Anyways, we still need the c value. So what I want to do is go back and find that c value by plugging in 1 for a, negative 12 for b. And I'm going to use the top equation on the original 3 by 3. So it's going to say a plus b plus c. A is 1 plus b, that's a minus 12, plus c equals 11. So when we combine like terms, 1 and negative 12, that's negative 11, plus c equals 11. So I add 11 to both sides. C equals 22. So I have my three answers, A, B, and C, but you're not supposed to write those answers on your answer spot. What you're supposed to do is write the quadratic equation with those A, B, and C values. So let me show you what the answer would look like. So the answer will be y equals ax squared, which is just 1x squared, plus bx, which is minus 12x, plus c, which is plus 22. And ladies and gentlemen, that is the quadratic equation that crosses through these 3 points. This is the longest type of question you will have on tomorrow's test. So I just realized I messed up. This is not number 11 on the practice test 2.8. It's actually number 7. Number 7 on the practice test 2.8.